All right, we are back, still with the League Memes Analyst Desk, featuring Nichols, Sigtau, Lord, Huge, and Chaosix. So, game two, we're talking about ban possibilities. Either of you want, any of you guys want to pick it up?
Yeah, for sure. I guess I'll start it off. Really, I think that I would agree with Sig. I feel like that the ban is going to come out for that Kog'Maw. They're going to try to step up a little bit and try to get something away from Ace that he just showed his godlike powers with in the previous game. But I'll leave it to the Option 12 fanboys over here, Chaos X and Huge. What do you guys think Option 12 is going to be pulling out of their hats if that were to happen?
So personally, I don't think that Kog'Maw is worth a ban because you kind of need a comp around it, and I think for sure that with Fat Lee's champ pool, they don't really have an issue. They can get to it. It was just their comp was really good at protecting that. So I think it'd be more worth it to try to pigeonhole option 12 into to get what you want them to play, kind of thing. So there's a lot of like champ layover in the mid lane. Like Anivia is played by both these champions. I'd like to see a lot of um, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I guess I don't know. Let me think about it a little bit more.
Chaos, real quick. 30 seconds on the clock. Let's go. What do you guys think?
You kind of said what I was thinking, but and I kind of agree. Kog'Maw, I don't think needs to be pulled off the table. It was certainly a problem, but it wasn't like the main reason it was a problem. Was because of the team around it. I could see maybe getting rid of Zillion if they don't feel like dealing with that. I know Team Never Die is never fun to play against. Even if you have a really good team and you engage perfectly every time, if the team doesn't die, you blow all of your cooldowns. What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I'll leave it to you, Kenos. We'll go back to our analyst desk and back to our corner.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for the analysis, guys. And we're still here with Truffle and Jeff. So, guys, ready for this game too? We're going to champ select right now. Just let me fix my sound.
I am absolutely ready for this game too, and I think that this pick ban phase is going to say a lot about for the rest of the series. Actually,
Want to elaborate on that?
Sorry, what was that?
You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah. That Kog'Maw was a problem for the reasons that the analyst desk absolutely covered. So already we have a Zillion ban, and that's exactly what that's exactly where I'm going with this. That Zillion is such a good pick into that Fiddlesticks, who is really Van Hohenheim's sort of go-to lately. I think that's fair to say. So removing that Zillion makes a lot of sense, but it also weakens that Kog'Maw as well. So we see here that they didn't even bother banning the Kog'Maw, although they can probably leave it for the second set if they want to.
Well, they're going straight into the Anivia pick, so we'll see if Option 12 is able to handle that.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love what Option 12 are approaching this series with. They're taking away the Malphite and the Amumu, so they're saying you can have the Fiddlesticks, but if you don't have the ability to lock us down inside that Crowstorm, we're not afraid of it. We're willing to fight through it. Worked perfectly in Game 1.
But
and actually, it seems like a bit of a misplay here because I guess they were counting on Anivia getting banned, so they picked it anyway. So I don't know that they needed to ban Zillion, and they could have probably considered a Kog'Maw ban instead here. But that's just the way the pick and ban worked out.
Yeah, interesting that they took Maokai away, and now Ashway is going to be on Morgana, which is obviously a huge threat. Though she was doing most of the same stuff she does with Morgana with Lux as well, so.
Yeah, I like that she's flexed into being able to play that Lux because it is such a similar champion. Obviously different intricacies, but on the whole, that Q binds people.
Right.
Travels kind of slow. Is he named either dark or light? Like, it's very similar. And
we might have a remake here.
Yeah, it looked like there might have been an issue with the timing there. I guess I wouldn't be surprised to see Fat Lee playing Akali in the jungle.
Well, I'm ready to jump to a blank screen if we need to, but we'll see what happens. I mean, we have had mispicks earlier in the LCUS. We did have Option 12 screw up last week. Yep, there we go.
There it is.
Yeah. Boo.
I was gonna say if Fatley wants to prove me wrong and play Akali, I mean that's fine. He can do that. But yeah, so looking at what we saw from at least those opening picks, what kind of lanes do you think we can expect, especially with that Anivia pick, because that's a reverse on the Never Die.
Yeah, it's with I mean, Truffle pointed out earlier that, you maybe weren't expecting to be able to get the Anivia, so that's why you banned the Zillion. But there is merit to banning the Zillion, even against just being a Fiddlesticks counter per se. Zillion does just bring plenty to the table on his own without just being a counter pick, particularly if you have someone like Ace playing a hyper carry like Kog'Maw. We saw that I believe Phoenix was able to actually take down the Kog'Maw once or twice in game 1, but he just came right back up. And so if you're playing a hyper carry composition like Option 12 did in game 1, the Zillion, sure, it counters the Fiddlesticks, but it also is just so important to that composition as a whole.
Hey Truffle, you got to move in the game.
Trufflesaurus subbing in game 2. Good hype.
The ultimate in surprise, casting my own game while playing 3 minutes ahead. No, I'm just kidding. But
And Truffle, what do you think is going to happen in that top lane? We saw that Greatbeard of Odin is going to take that Maokai away, assuming the picks stay the same. So how do you think Darian's going to react to that?
How do I think Darian? That's a good question. Darian has a deeper pool than he's shown. I'm not sure what he's currently comfortable on though, and I'm not sure what the team is gonna do to react to that. I kind of suspect that Darian's just gonna pick a different tank in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, he does have Darius available as an option. He has liked playing that. We did see Aatrox briefly. I don't know how much more common that's going to be. I would not be surprised to see his Darius, but we'll see what they decide to go with once we get through the ban phase again. You guys should already know what you're banning. I don't know why it's taking this long. Come on. Alright. The Scion ban is interesting. I suppose they wanted to get Icebird or whatever other mid laner quickly rather than letting the Scion go over.
I don't think Darian plays Scion.
Well, you can learn just to get that 5th ban or 4th ban.
Sure. I don't know that it's in this pool.
At this exact moment, yeah, and it is absolutely one of Greatbeard of Odin's favorite choices. Fatley, okay, so there will be no Akali. It will be the Jarvan.
Could this Maokai be a jungle and maybe Odin will go like Shen or something in the top lane?
Oh, I suspect that.
Yeah, we have seen Prowler play Maokai jungle this split, so I think that's actually more likely even at this point.
Well, we'll see what happens. Darian did seem to be missing a couple of his ults, using it kind of interesting ways at the end of the last game.
Oh no. Okay, looks like that was actually a pick and not another.
Alright, so a Nami pick. Is that going to be...
And that has been Tardis's caster support of choice this split. Hasn't always gone well, but played it in the semifinals and played it to pretty good effect. So confident enough to bring it out here in a big moment.
And there's the Shen. Alright. So do you ban Misfortune here if you're option 12?
Let's see. Who's still up? Yeah, I would definitely ban Misfortune here.
Not a problem.
There you go.
And the reason I said that is because option 12 didn't put much priority. Oh, no, wait. Who's still up? Top lane.
AD carry
it's
and top
Darian. Darian is the one who hasn't shown.
Yeah.
So I'd say, unless there's another ADC they're really scared of from Port Swimmer, I'd probably ban Darius as well then.
Just business.
Because I don't really like Darius against Shen, but I'm not Greatbeard of Odin. Ornn instead. Alright, fair enough.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. But yeah.
That's another solid champion in Darian's pool.
And it's a further target on the tank line, which Phoenix hasn't really established yet. This is going to be a big problem for them.
Their top
who's
laner's
left?
got to be someone big. Nope.
So they do ban the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, and I think that was absolutely required the moment you saw Shen and a Morgana.
Alright, so they're leaving the ADC to be a surprise.
Orianna taken. That's a favorite of Lysimachus as well. Yeah, I was surprised to see the Nami picked when it was because it squeezes their frontline possibilities so much. You know that you're not going to have a tank support coming out now. And with
Yeah,
the
if there's
Ori
ever
being
time for an
taken
Alistair
away-
game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's kind of a ban on Ace as well, because he does play Varus.
I would expect that Ace is going to play a hyper carry with this comp. You know, your Tristan
Yeah,
is.
I think it'll be. I think maybe a Caitlyn.
Yeah. Caitlyn. Caitlyn is one that he used earlier in the split, diversified a little bit as the series went on. Interested to see who the top lane's going to be. Everyone
Yeah,
is.
They have squeezed that champion pool quite a bit.
Okay.
Poppy.
Poppy,
Okay. This is something I've actually never seen Darian play myself personally, so I'm excited to see how this one goes.
That is someone that I believe Greatbeard of Odin has played as well. At least one game. But let's see what this ADC is.
Oh,
Okay.
is he thinking Lucian? I'm thinking the bigger the hyper carry, the better in this case. But I wouldn't call Lucian that. So me and Ace might
Yeah.
have different plans.
Lucian Lucian gets incredibly strong towards the late game. The difference between him and someone like a Caitlyn or a Kog'Maw isn't so much in his damage abilities as it is his range. He's more vulnerable in team fights with that shorter auto attack range compared to some of his counterparts. But option 12, they do have the Orianna, who offers a legitimate second damage threat more so than the Zillion did in game 1.
Not to mention, Morgana can also really dish out damage if she gets to that point. Looks as though she's going Ignite, so that'll be a little bit more aggressive as well.
This is going to be really interesting because Phoenix, they've gone away from that Wombo combo completely. There's no type of Wombo combo to be had in this composition, really.
Well, I don't know about that.
They, if you put down, say, a Jarvan ult over a what?
Well, what I'm thinking is, you open with the Nami ult. Varus can move up and lock everyone down with his chains. Jarvan can jump on him, and then Anivia just puts a big blizzard on the whole thing.
There's no burst damage there, though. That's all just crowd control, but no damage on top of it.
Anivia's got her, frost burst.
Yeah, well, that's more like a lot of sustained damage than it is burst damage. But I think in a pinch it will do the trick.
Yeah, it's not a win a fight in 2 seconds like we generally see from Phoenix, but it is aggressive and sustained and has a lot of CC on it. So we'll see if they're able to pull it off. I agree to a point about this not being the exact same type of Phoenix thing, but it can be very team fight combo oriented. I believe.
Mm-hmm. It is different, though, I guess, than what we've come to see from Phoenix, what we've seen them be most successful with. And so if they're not able to make more inroads this game than they were last game, while changing up their playstyle somewhat dramatically, I think it's a bad omen for them going forward. If you fall down 2-0 after trying very different things in the first 2 games, that's just terrible for team morale.
Worth noting, Anivia took teleport, so Hohenheim's not doing his magic barrier and wants to be... I'm guessing it's going to be more for aggression than just returning to lane, but we'll have to see.
It's a good summoner on Anivia, I think. Interesting that in this game and the previous game, my general feeling at this point was just that Phoenix is looking for a team fight, but they've drafted a slightly worse comp than option 12.
Okay.
And I feel the same way. That's how I felt in game 1, and that's how I feel right now as well. I like option 12's comp better. So if I was Phoenix, I would try doing something besides that, but that's not what they drafted.
I like option 12's comp, but I like Hohenheim on Anivia against Lismakis' Orianna. I think that Hohenheim's going to have a much better lane. Obviously, it depends on how much Prowler rotates and how much help Fat Lee gives. But I feel as though Hohenheim is going to win mid lane, and we've seen once his Anivia gets ahead that just starts snowballing his entire team. So
yeah, I think that the Lysmakis von Hohenheim matchup could be the key in this game. Who gets ahead and by how much? I would be surprised if this is another ace dominating performance at this point. And if it gets to late game, Darian on that Poppy can get in and just annoy the Lucian by popping that steadfast presence, and all of a sudden Lucian can't use the relentless pursuit, can't dash, and that's what Lucian is all about.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's going to be interesting, especially with only one real tank over there on Phoenix. So we'll see who gets ahead and when, as we're going into the Nero Skin Showdown. A lot more champions with skins that I like in this one. So I'll actually have opinions this time. All right. Let's see if Odin tries to do something funny again. I don't think any of Shen's skins line up with Poppy. Oh, well, option 12 wins this just because Phoenix doesn't have skins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 no skins. Project Lucian is awesome. Darkstar Oriana is awesome.
I do want to give a shout out to Earth the Nami T. I love that skin, but I do absolutely agree that option 12 blows us out of the park.
I've actually always liked Team Spirit and Nivea. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's just because I'm a big sports nerd. But always thought that was kind of a cool skin just for being a recolor. But yeah, no skin on the Poppy, no skin on the Jarvan. Option 12 takes the, if I'm not mistaken, this would be the second one in a row that they win. So it'll be up to Phoenix to reverse the omen in terms of Nero Skin Showdown deciding the game, which it so clearly did in Game 1.
It's also worth noting that they do have the blue team has one more in the LCUS this split than the red team, so we'll see if that trend continues as well.
Yeah, by quite a wide margin. Got to give a shout out to our folks in the back for providing that stat to us this afternoon. I believe it was, what, 27 and 11 that blue team has gone this split?
I'd have to check it over the number right in front of me. As we are setting up here, this second game is brought to us by Old Host, supporting the LCUS when you guys build your own websites using oldhost.net. And just, go check it out. Everyone wants to have a website these days, and Old Host is a great platform for it. Gonna have once again a little bit of engagement here in the brush. Darian doesn't quite manage to take that ward out.
Yeah, it's impossible to do if you don't have an auto attack reset or an ally to ward it. So valiant effort though.
All right, yeah, 27 and 15 in the regular season, blue side. So that you may notice as you're watching the games, you weren't seeing things. That is actually what happened, and we'll see if option 12 can break that curse and pick up a 2-0. Hohenheim is lurking though.
And I do think it has a lot to do with the pick and ban phase. I think a lot of that comes down to just having first pick is very important.
Yeah.
Well, it's having first pick, and it's also that we see teams in the LCUS and in general, and probably your average solo queue matches, not really utilize the advantage that last pick can be as much as you maybe see on the professional scene, where you save that last pick for, say, a solo lane counter pick at the very end. We don't really see teams do that as much here in the LCUS. Dark Binding lands from Ashway right away onto Alonzi Tardis. Oh my gosh, Piercing Light actually goes through, and they force out the heal from Port Swimmer.
Yeah, Ace has to use heal as well. Ashway really far forward here. That could be a mistake. Ooh, has to flash.
And there's a lot of mana left on TARDIS. That sustain is going to be significant. So I actually think that this worked out well for Phoenix, despite the fact that they were closer to death.
Yeah, option 12, they got an early favorable trade and then just overstayed a little bit, stepped into minions. I mean, minion damage is huge this early in the game.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if they're able to make something happen here. Ace is very low. Like, if he gets caught by anything, he's going to die.
Yeah, Tardis not running the Ignite, so there isn't that little bit of extra damage. And it looks like Ace will respect the situation and pull back for an early buy.
Prowler rotating.
Yeah, first
Two
gang coming up in the
huge tower hits.
Tower shot. Oh my gosh, down goes the Poppy. That's about as easy as it counts in this game. Marcus in trouble, able to flash away from the Flash Frost and keep himself alive.
That was a great flash. Just perfectly timed. Wait for everything to be used and then get out of there. Yeah, that tower up in the top lane was the real MVP, though. Poppy
yeah,
took
2 tower shots.
Yeah, 2 or 3 shots. Shen taunt under tower, man. Gotta respect it.
I think that they probably get the kill even without maybe that second tower shot, but just made it a an automatic at that point. Greybeard of Odin might have even gotten a solo kill without the Maokai to help him.
Well, it definitely shaved off a good minute and a half on that gank too. So
Alright, Infernal is the next dragon that's coming up, or the first dragon I should say that's coming up, so probably going to have a little more emphasis on that. But to be fair, option 12 did take the Cloud Drake very early as well, just because of the tempo that came out of it.
Prowler once again up in the top lane. Darian does still have flash, didn't use it last time, so certainly safe from this gank at least. Fat Lee in the bot lane picking up his Krugs. We haven't really seen the Jarvan make much of an impact yet. Did burn the flash in the mid lane, I suppose.
I wonder if bullying this Poppy is going to be a big part of option 12's plan here. But we'll have to see.
The steadfast presence from Darian interrupts the taunt from Greybeard of Odin.
Ace did manage to get healed up. Just bought boots though, so now both sides actually just went back and bought boots. So less of a greedy bot lane for both teams this early.
it's an incredibly minor advantage, but Port Swimmer also picked up Dagger, so a little bit more combat on Port Swimmer.
Yeah, absolutely. Ace going for that red ward instead. Just some pokes back and forth. I believe they are respecting the possibilities that Nami brings to interrupting any sort of deep dive.
Yeah, Ashaway got hit by a bubble a moment ago, but Port Swimmer wasn't able to follow up with a piercing arrow quick enough, and here's Prowler, flashes in onto TARDIS. The Nami has already burned flash, down she goes. Port Swimmer trying to turn one away onto Ashaway, does get one back, but now on the wrong side of everything. Yeah, not even going to try to use the flash to get over that wall or anything like that. A quick 2-for-1 for option 12 in the driver's seat once again in game 2.
So that was a great gank coming out of option 12, exactly what that lane needed. But I do want to shout out the very heads-up play by Port Swimmer to secure that kill and then to just give away, to just go ahead and die before the second assist could come in.
Lots
But
of trolls.
back as well as he could have. Infernal Drake on the menu quick. Fat Lee over the wall will hit the vision plant and knows what is happening. Will he go for the steal? There's the flag drag. The snipe goes in and Fat Lee does pick it up. Flashes away from the shockwave. So well done. And they picked up a kill onto Prowler. Big play for Phoenix right there.
Yeah, good shot there by Port Swimmer. So that's going to help Phoenix feel a lot better about what happened a few moments ago in the bot lane.
Yeah, the last 2 minutes of this game have been characterized by very intelligent macro play coming out of option 12 and incredible individual play coming out of Phoenix.
And this Shen is just absolutely destroying Darian. It's not even close. But then in the bot lane, this Marcus is suffering pretty hard now that Anivia is level 6 and her full combo is online.
Oh, Darian could be in trouble here. Greybeard of Odin does have flash, but won't use it there. Won't get greedy.
Oh, fight here over the crab. Let's see what happens. Ace coming to help Prowler. Fat Lee has no mana.
Yeah, no mana on the Jarvan. Here comes Hohenheim trying to save his jungler, and they will turn it back around. Nice ball from TARDIS lands, but Ace is there. Here's Stand United. All of option 12 assemble, and they turn the fight around. Prowler may even live through this. No, not quite. Port Swimmer does pick it back up, but he will drop a 3-for-1. Option 12, a triple kill for the Ace. Who was that said that the AD carry of option 12 wouldn't be the carry again this game? I don't know his name, but he was wrong.
Well, it wasn't me, because I was thinking that Lucian brings a lot of playmaking potential, and that's exactly what we saw just now, is that unlike Kog'Maw, Lucian is empowered to make these early game plays and generate his own lead, and he's up. Ace is up to 5-0. This is rapidly getting out of hand for Phoenix.
That was also worth noting, just the great heads-up play by Ace, flashing just in time for the Shen to taunt and secure one of those kills.
Oh, Culling just ripping apart TARDIS. As soon as he gets back to lane, drop down to about 20% health once again. Double buff Lucian is so scary. He uses both of those buffs just about as well as any AD carry in the game.
Well, we'll see how Phoenix can respond to this. They're down 2,000 gold. Ashway is just being very scary, hiding in this bush, daring anyone to move up forward. Darien is also behind about 20 CS in the lane, also respecting Shen's damage quite a bit. Oh, jungler's fighting.
Yeah, in the Rift Herald pit, Fat Lee looks like he's in trouble. Lismakis is down here. Down goes the Nami, turned into Sushi. That's an easy one. Hohenheim teleports down, but can't find the wall. Maka's able to sneak out past. And now Port Swimmer just taking a fight by himself. There's fights all over the map. Fat Lee is probably going to drop here as Prowler and Greatbeard of Odin are going to win the 2v2 in the blue side jungle. Easy stuff, 2 for 0. They weren't able to get anything back. That is Phoenix in the bottom side. So overall, 3 unanswered kills for Optic 12 in the last minute.
Yeah, that Shen was trying to come down there to help in that bot lane, it looked like, but it was interrupted. Or maybe I was misreading the ability markers, but it doesn't matter. Option 12 makes it out. No losses there either. How different?
Yeah, and they were just playing with TARDIS in the bot lane, sending an Orianna on an advanced mission to go behind. They're an absolute... Option 12 is in absolute control of this game at the moment.
How different that would have been if Hohenheim had managed to land that ice wall, though. Could have cut Ace off.
Yeah, it was just a little bit short of cutting off that choke point.
Yeah, and we're seeing that this Anivia isn't quite online just yet, and that's a real detriment to Phoenix. While Hohenheim has maintained a lot of pressure in this lane, he hasn't been able to get any kills off of it, so this Anivia is still very weak.
Yeah, Anivia is a late game scaling champion for the most part. Does have decent burst damage early on if you do land the Flash Frost, but I believe I only saw him get a successful wall off on Damakis one time and did miss the stun, so the Orianna has been playing things well. That champion certainly brings her own wave clear, and Makas actually up a decent amount of CS. Fat Lee in the bottom lane, looking for something.
He's being real sneaky. Oh, Ashway might find that out herself. Nope.
Oh, Ace-Dash is in onto TARDIS. He could get cut off here if Port Swimmer can land the Chain of Corruption. Nice stopwatch from TARDIS. Will keep himself alive for just now. Ashway comes right back with her own, though. And everyone is so low. Ace, though, he is still fully healthy. Picks up 2 more. The snowball is rolling right down the side of a mountain in Phoenix. They're at the bottom right now.
All those stopwatches, man.
I'm just sitting here cringing. That was so close. So many people were so low for so long, but that was incredibly well played on option 12.
All right, 7-0. Lucian doesn't care about your ice wall.
Yeah, just looking at items here for a moment. Ace has already completed Blade of the Ruined King. That's insane. Prowler's doing quite fine with his Center Hulk.
And don't forget, that's a Blade of the Rune King that was completed 2 kills ago. So there's a good chunk of change in that Lucian's pockets. Even more on top of that. Greatbeard of Odin bullying Darien up in the top lane.
Lismakis bullying Fat Lee in the mid lane. Everyone's getting bullied. Folks,
Yeah,
bullying is
Prowler-
not the answer.
Prowler is behind enemy lines again, chooses not to go for an aggressive play. The Greatbeard of Odin has slowly chipped down this top lane turret.
Alright, second Infernal. We'll see if Fat Lee can steal this one too. We do have Hohenheim here waiting in the wings.
Teleport just came out of Darien, so no ability for him to join that match. Although Poppy's always going to be at a disadvantage compared to Scion due to the global, but...
Oh, Shen.
Yes, correct. Wrong ass.
Yeah, Greatbeard of Odin with 2 ways to join a fight. Has the teleport and the stand united. Darien on that Poppy, though, does have the ability to interrupt either of those abilities, as we saw earlier, I believe.
Looks as though Darien not trying to force the dragon right now, just willing to come down here to the bot lane to try to assist. Does have that ult available. Gonna be a big engagement here soon, it looks as though. 3v4. See if anyone's willing to pull the trigger, even though it's been spotted.
Yeah,
A
that
lot of
ward
people
just now.
congregating here in the bottom lane.
Everything that Phoenix did just got spotted out by a ward that had just seconds left on its life, so that's a bit of a feels bad moment.
Big chunk there on Fatly. This turret's almost
Prowler goes in on the Wanzi TARDIS, actually. Nature's Grass comes out, and the Maokai may just solo out the Nami here. Meanwhile, Hohenheim is coming right back. Shockwave lands. That will keep the Anivia at bay. Prowler was not able to completely chase down the Nami, so not too much comes out of that situation.
Oh, missed that. Expecting it to happen, but still missed it. Shine up on the top.
Ashway landed yet another Dark Binding, her, what, 4,700,000, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, it was a Dark Binding under the turret, and Port Swimmer was already quite low, so Ace was just able to simply dash in and finish it off. Looks like they'll get first turret as well here.
And they should get this dragon as well. There's no one around. Top lane and jungle are busy picking on Shen. Could actually get him here. Big combos coming out. Darien may go down, but here comes Fatly to try to help out. Flash is blown. This is a 4-0 Shen, though. He could maybe beat Fatly here. Let's see what happens. Very low health. No, he's not going to.
Yeah, Fatly just able to have the cooldowns. I believe Great Beard of Odin didn't have the Shadow Dash available in time to get away from that one eventually. But he did get one right back onto Darien, so still an overall positive trade for option 12. As we pointed out, they got the Infernal Drake, the 6,000 gold lead. For as impressive as game 1 was, you almost feel like this one is even more so.
Turns out when you get 8 assists on Morgana, you can buy Zanya's Hourglass in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that is such an important item too. So that's bad news for Phoenix right there. The one thing that I can think of that Phoenix does have going for it, and something that I totally forgot about, but just remembered that they did successfully steal that Infernal Drake. So they do have at least that bit going for them, but yeah, they're in an uphill battle already.
Yeah, they're going to get this turret pretty easily here. Option 12 up by about 7,000 gold, which we have seen overcome in the past.
Yeah, option 12 just doing option 12 things right now. They bully down the bot lane, go right to mid, and we know that top is low as well. They even have the Scuttle Crab Shrine there to make their rotation a little faster.
Looks like they were thinking of doing the objective there, but instead they're going straight for that turret.
Yeah, I think it's the right call. Take the turret right now while you know you're ahead of the game on the rotation. You can come back for Shelly after the turret. I like Phoenix's response here, though, knowing they're far behind, not trying to fight for anything, just trying to trade.
And they do get that mid lane turret. Now they're going to push the next mid lane as well. Big play there by Lismakis, and Shen coming to help. See if they'll go for it. Oh, a lot of flashes blown to save.
Yeah, TARDIS may be in trouble now. Gonna potentially get run down, forced to flash. Meanwhile, the push continues in the bottom lane. Ace with a one more kill, 9-0-1 now. This man is on fire in this series. Looks like Fatly isn't long for this world either. Ace, not sure he needed to flash there, but keeping himself alive, getting another one.
And now Phoenix is rotating to try to cut off Prowler here before he kills more of their minions. Does have to force him to flash. This may stop the push.
Oh! Solid snipe from Port Swimmer. And they actually put down the Chain of Corruption, but I think he may have overstepped right now. So far behind in terms of item. Ace is so strong. Oh, man.
A little bit of miscalculation
my
on that
trap
one.
card. A 3,000 probably gold lead in an individual sense.
4,000 now, actually.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It is pretty insane how powerful Ace is right now, and now they go for Shelly. But I don't know if Ashway is strong enough to tank this.
Yeah, they're really gonna have to dodge the haymakers.
Yeah, Ace has some lifesteal, so he can take a turn here. Ashaway gonna pick up some honey fruit. Come right back. Another Dark Binding from Ashaway. Insane.
She did hit the broadside of a barn there. Oh, they run pretty quickly.
Can Darien get the steal? The hero we need! But not the one we deserve. The Poppy forced away also has to flash.
9,000 gold lead.
Void.
Next dragon is another Infernal. This is insane. So much damage available for option 12 here if they continue on this manner, which they seem like they will.
And something I gotta say about option 12 is that I think everyone gave Team Phoenix the advantage when it came to the early game, assuming that option 12 would turn on towards the end of it. But in both these games, by the 18-minute mark, 18.5-minute mark in this case, Option 12 has a massive gold lead. That's incredibly early to have a gold lead, not to mention such a large one. Like,
Yeah, and I think a big reason they have that is because once again we look at this Anivia 0-0-1. Hohenheim has been completely shut out of this game. He hasn't been able to do anything. That being said, I don't think his egg's been popped either, so he just hasn't been involved in these skirmishes. There hasn't been a straight-up real team fight. There's just been a bunch of little fights here and there, and Phoenix works better when they're all fighting together.
Yep, Shockwave onto Darian. This Poppy is going to go down, gets locked up. Ace gets a dirty dozen. 12-0-2, and here comes Shelly for a little extra muscle in the mid lane. Yeah, you were talking about Phoenix's early game, but, you know, Option 12, they don't have a bad early game. They just don't play an explosive style where they look for big plays. They look to sort of bully you in all the lanes, make the correct plays, and then they go around, and all of a sudden, as soon as they get one tower, it turns into 3 very quickly. Down goes Port Swimmer. The culling is true to its name. The AD carry of Phoenix is gone. So too is Artist. Darian already dropped earlier. No front line to be had. Ace with no fear dashes right back in. They will get an inhibitor turret before 20 minutes. Option 12 on the road to a 2-0, it looks like.
Yeah, these games, Option 12 is actually putting Blitzkrieg to shame. They are just going so hard. Another binding, of course, lands.
have any of you seen Ashway miss one today? You know, she's normally very accurate. All credit to Ashway, but I don't think she's missed one today.
All the misses.
I did see one in the laning phase earlier in this game. She hit a minion.
Yeah, I was gonna say a minion blocked her.
Well, I mean, so she successfully hit the minion, though, right? Okay, but
the fact that it's that memorable when she speaks to itself, I suppose.
All right, so another Infernal is here. Oh, and Phoenix is trying for the risky Baron here. I don't think there's any vision on this.
You know what? I love this call. You're down 12,000 to gold. You're down 0-1. Just go for it. And Option 12, they have no idea. They've got 4 people on the bottom side. Greybeard of Odin is in the top side, but he has no clue what is happening. That's one of those moments where that pops up. Blue team is slain Baron Nashor, and you're just like, oh. So that's where they were.
yeah. Found him, guys.
All right, so let's see if Phoenix can do something with this. Baron is very powerful. Granted, they have to deal with their torn open middle of their base here. And Option 12 just is continuing their onslaught now in the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Option 12, you did get a second Infernal Drake out of that. You are still up 11,000 gold. And Baron buff doesn't give the combat stats that it used to. It still gives a little bit, but it's not really a huge team fight advantage. It's more about the minions and what you can do with that buff.
There's your missed Dark Binding, everybody. We saw it. Big ice wall there, but huge.
Oh my
ult.
gosh. Wonderful shockwave from Marcus, just forces the backline of Phoenix away. Forced out 2 flashes as well. Greybeard of Odin getting his split push on in the top lane. Port Swimmer's going to have to answer that. Another binding misses from Ash away. This, oh, what? Everything's going wrong for Option 12 now.
First the Baron, and then they throw. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, big flash.
In goes
Oh,
Prowler.
I
He
love
knows
that
he has
save.
to make a play with Phoenix on the comeback trail. Fat Lee actually takes down Lyce Marcus. So Hohenheim able to limp away, and Prowler is going to go down as well. So we were joking, but Phoenix able to actually turn it around a little bit there. Get 2 kills. They lose Fat Lee for it, but they fend off the push.
The caster curse is real, and I feel like I played a significant part of that. But a little bit over-aggressive there. A flash forward from Prowler when I think he was a little bit low-ish on health. Not like super low or anything, but...
Yeah, it just seemed like there wasn't really any damage to follow up on it. We'd seen the shockwave used just a moment ago, and Fat Lee was able to go in and just delete the Orianna after that.
But it does show that Option 12 is not invincible if they aren't coordinating properly. And that should give Phoenix some hope, but we'll see if Option 12 lets them keep it or if they just come right back and push some more.
Yeah,
Option 12, they... Go ahead, Truffle.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that at the time that they secured the Baron, Team Phoenix was, I think it was about 12,000 gold behind, and they've managed to shrink that lead. It might have even been 13,000 gold behind, but they've managed to shrink that lead by a little bit, and that's really what they should be aiming here for with the Baron buff. I think that this is breathing a little bit of life into them.
Well, it's like, you know, when you talk about, say, you know, a traditional sport like baseball, you know, you might be down 7. There's no way you can hit a 7-run home run. You have to just try to chip away, get a little bit here, a little bit there. get the game back to a reasonable deficit where you can actually start to try to stand toe-to-toe. At this point, you're just trying to survive and find small gains wherever possible.
Yeah, and the great thing is for Phoenix is that since they're being pushed back like this, they get all this CS essentially for, let's say, free. You know, you're on your back foot, you're in your base, but that means you just get all of this gold funneled to you. Whereas option 12 is the one who needs to try to make an opening to get something else into the base. Lysimachus is going to get caught out here.
Yeah, that was a wonderful wall from Hohenheim to cut off the mid laner, but Fat Lee goes too far forward and gets locked down, so a trade right back.
Shen incredibly tanky here, 3,200 hit points.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, he's probably ready to just jump in and try to take out the whole team.
Oh, Ace is gone. That's the, or excuse me, Hohenheim is gone. That's the damage of Ace. Nice wave from Tardis, interrupts the initiation attempt from Greatbeard of Odin. But Ashaway is just holding the front line. Here comes Ace. Here comes the cavalry. Phoenix forced away. 2 for 2 overall in this fight so far, though. So Phoenix, once again, doing a pretty decent job holding on for now.
Yeah, I think, once again, we're in a situation, we've got Ace with 15 and 0, but he is all the damage. If they stop picking fights near Ace and fight other places, Phoenix could easily get back into this.
They could. The difference is that option 12, you know, they're not a team to make too many positional errors like that. I think we've seen them make 1 or 2 in the last couple of minutes, but they're going to have to keep making errors that would be uncharacteristic of that team for Phoenix to find those openings.
Yeah, and actually just to add to that, option 12 is doing a really good job of grouping up as a whole and saying, okay, we're going to batter down your base now. So there's not a whole lot of potential like locations for Phoenix to sort of look for something else. Option 12 is doing a really good job of minimizing that before Phoenix even gets the chance to look for it.
We'll see if they're able to keep doing it, but as you said, you know, once option 12 actually keeps assigned a group, they should be okay. Good job by Ace getting out of there. You don't want to get picked off when you're worth as much as Ace is now, 16 and 0.
Yeah, Port Swimmer tried to find him with the Chain of Corruption there, but I believe Ace was able to get away from that.
Phoenix counter pushing here. I'm not sure I agree with that.
Well, you know that option 12 probably just cycled all of their recalls. You saw Ace delayed a little bit, so he won't be out on the map for a while still. So a chance for you to push out a little bit, maybe get some semblance of ward control back in your own jungle.
They do get the Scuttle Crab, so they will see any dragon attempt if it happens.
Speaking of the next dragon, it is an ocean, so now that the Infernals have run out, we know that the next dragon's going to be in an ocean, which is, you know, not a bad Drake to have.
Yeah, not a bad Drake for either team. It'll allow option 12 to push a little bit more, and it will allow Phoenix to recover from any sort of battles to try to keep any sort of victory and get more gains for it.
Yeah, the real key here is going to be the Baron is back up in a minute, and Phoenix, they cannot let option 12 have that. If option 12 get Baron, to me, this game ends within 5 minutes of that happening.
I think it ends within 50 seconds of it happening, to be honest.
Well, I would really like to see Phoenix realize that and get at least one ward closer to the Baron at this point. Because currently, sure, they have a couple of wards on a few avenues, but they won't necessarily know what state Baron is in at that point.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, there are no blue trinkets on the side of Phoenix, so they won't be able to just get that free vision, that free check. Darian coming in with a teleport flank in the red side jungle. Looks like Team Phoenix, they've decided that they're going to take their fight. Hohenheim gets hit by the shockwave, but is able to get away from the Shadow Dash. Lysimachus taken far away, actually hit by the Keeper's Verdict. That might have saved him. Ace in the backline, able to kite away from Fat Lee. This is just the gold advantage coming up huge on the side of option 12. Just too much damage, too much tankiness. Lysimachus does eventually drop, but option 12, they're going to get more. Ace flashing back in, deletes Port Swimmer. A 3 for 2. Super minions are on the Nexus in the top lane, and it's just Hohenheim and Tardis to defend.
Was a 2 for 2 there for a second, but the Nash Society wanted some blood and got it.
I did like the teleport play. It is a desperate time calling for desperate measures, and I think that was about as well executed as you could have asked for. And I thought Phoenix played it out very well, but just the gold advantage, like I think Jeff mentioned.
I would like to see
God, Kenna.
If these fights continue, I would like to see Darien actually save his ult for Ace. Knock him over some trees, knock him over a wall, something. Give his team a few precious seconds without an 18-0 Lucian breathing down their neck. Ace has 16,000 gold. If you take that off, that gives Phoenix a 4,000 gold advantage, something like that. And I mean,
Yeah.
that isn't insignificant.
And to put that in further perspective, 16,000 gold is about 35 to 40% of the gold that Phoenix as an entire team has.
Right. So I'd like to see Darien use that Poppy ult strategically, knock Ace away, maybe pick off Ashway and Lismakis, and then try to deal with a 3v5. But we'll see if they have a time to coordinate something like that.
The other thing that you could potentially consider doing as Darien is knocking away Greatbeard of Odin and Prowler instead to take away that front line and just chunk Ace before he's able to do any damage.
Shockwave completely whiffed there from Wismakis.
Nature's Grass as well, a disengaged tool. Keeper's Verdict.
Knocks away Ashaway, but that's not really a priority target that it's important to get away from. Super Minions once again pushing in from 2 lanes this time. This is just option 12, playing the way that we expect them to play, pincering with the Super Minions with the other lane pressure and just keeping 5 strong in the bottom lane. There comes Chain of Corruption. Prowler could be in trouble here. He's stuck behind the wall. Turret is on him, but heal comes out. Will keep him alive. A Nexus turret dropped already. Team Phoenix, they are having the life squeezed out of them.
Darien might actually die here. Nope, because manages to heal. 1 inhibitor respawns. But now all of Phoenix has to go back to save this last turret. 200 health on it. And
Yeah, so there is not the threat of getting triple inhibited at least. So you won't have the double super minions now with that top one coming back up. But option 12, I'm surprised actually they've rotated away from the bottom lane now. Bat Lee goes in looking for a pick on a Greatbeard of Odin. Prowler is pretty low. The rest of option 12, they should be able to take down this bottom lane inhibitor turret. Lysmakus in trouble, gets hit by the bubble, but there just isn't really the damage there to stop it. Right back comes the Shockwave, but Tardis able to just barely live through it. They do take down the Orianna, but the inhibitor turret drops, and now it's Prowler and Greatbeard of Odin right back in. Ace dodging away from the Flag and Drag from Batley, goes right back, takes him down. Ashaway actually gets the kill credit. Now Greatbeard of Odin and Prowler. The tree is cut down, and they actually can't finish the inhibitor. So option 12, they will get the bottom lane inhibitor now, and the second Nexus turret might drop. Oh my gosh, Ace finds Tardis on the backside. The last auto attack follows through the flash. Black Shield will keep him alive through that turret, or excuse me, that stun. Right now there are 3 members of option 12 down, but actually they are still in the advantage right now, despite only having 2 on the map.
I'm not smart enough to do this math in my head quickly enough, but I bet you that there's more gold alive on option 12 than there is on Phoenix, and I think Ace is well aware of that.
the fact that Ashway has helped Ace with basically every single kill he's had, more or less, just goes to show just how well this bot lane works together. And the fact that we have a support with 11,000 gold compared to a mid lane with only 9,000 speaks for itself.
That's a great point. Not only has Ace been playing very well, but Ashaway has been killing it this game, and really the whole set, or the whole split.
All right, so now we'll see what Phoenix decides to do here. Gold lead is 12,000-ish.
Yep, just about exactly. And the Baron is up again now, so with 3 inhibitors down, there's a Shockwave down on Darien. This Poppy is not tanking up, melts under all the damage. In goes Prowler, stopwatch pop, but that will only keep you alive for another second, my friend. Down goes Fat Lee, and option 12 looks like it's a formality now. Huge minion wave in the bottom lane. They should just be able to run this down.
Greatbeard of Odin does get picked off, being a little over-aggressive here. Maybe Baron will help out, help Phoenix out here. But with the Nexus under assault, that probably won't matter.
Yeah, Lysmakus could just teleport into the base right here if he wanted to. Looks like the Baron will drop. Super Minion's already on the Nexus. Option 12, I'm a little surprised they even went for the Baron there, but safe play. Guarantee the victory in about a minute, and the Minions just crashing down onto that Nexus.
A good desperate last stand here from Phoenix. Option 12 being a little methodical with this, going for this 5th dragon, which will be a Cloud Drake. Phoenix giving time for all their inhibitors to respawn because they all died around the same time.
Red team has slain the dragon.
So we'll see if they'll be able to get those up or not. But big rotation coming here down into the bot lane.
Yeah, mid lane inhibitor has come back up, so there won't be double super minions at least that Phoenix have to fend off. But their Nexus is still very injured, hasn't regened all the way back up. They've got a Baron buff on option 12 and a 12,000 gold lead still. And Ace has hit the magical 20 kill mark.
Yeah, he's got 20 kills. It's 2007 in Ace's world right now.
So I should put on some Blink 182 background right here is what you're saying. Fat Lee goes in, gets a lot of damage onto Marcus, and they actually destroy the Orianna. Shockwave came out, but
Ace just
dashed into the Nexus. Had the Guardian Angel even for an extra little bit of insurance. Option 12 looking so strong through 2 games.
Ace just plays spoiler and backdoors on it. I don't need this team fight, guys. Let's just go to game 3.
Woo-wee.
20 and 0.
20,000 gold on that Lucian.
Absolutely insane. Let's check out some more graphs. Once again, we do have Port Swimmer putting out some reasonable damage as well. Ace, despite Ace's insane kills, he's not, running away with the damage bar like you normally would expect from some of these games.
To be fair, I think that's more Phoenix's fault because they kept running out of health. But
gold income is also kind of funny to see. We have Ashway as the 5th highest gold earner. So support life, I guess. About your support lovers out there. All right, let's close that up and let's see if we have the analysts starting to trickle in here. So Nickel, let's hear about this game.
Condolences to my friends in Phoenix. That was a bloodbath. Jeez. But yeah, it seems like it was Option 12's game from the start. It was just they had control over everything. They just took it and they sold it. But yeah, Sig, you're with me on the Phoenix train here. What do you think?
I think that we had to have a little bit of a stop. I think Phoenix need to look at what's happened these past 2 games. They need to weigh the choices that they've made versus the choices that Option 12 made in terms of how they're going to execute these comps. The champion choice from Option 12 was very different, but there was absolutely no change. This was still get Ace fed, let Ace push and set the tempo of the game. The last 5 minutes, I think near animal abuse levels from Option 12. They could have ended it much earlier. I think that Phoenix have showed throughout this split the caliber of team that they are, the capability that they have, and the late game potential they maintain. Well, Phoenix, it's late game. We're outside of 20 minutes. I need to see these carry choices from Fat Lee. Von Hohenheim, this was probably one of the worst Anivia games I've seen him play. I know he's capable of better. He's one of the best mid laners in the game. I'm excited to see this game 3. Phoenix ain't done.
Mm-hmm. It's actually kind of surprising seeing Von Hohenheim with one of his favorite champs, it seems, and just not being able to bring it to the table. Chaos X, what about yourself?
Yes, sir.
What did you think of the last game?
Oh man, I mean, up until 20 minutes, it felt like Phoenix had, a chance, and then after that, it was just Ace flexing his muscles the rest of the game. Phoenix looked like they held on. I guess I can't decide if Phoenix held on or if Option 12 just kind of played with their food. But they have proven in the past, like Sig said, that they can come back in the late game if they get a chance to. But man, Option 12 has just been absolutely brutal closing these games out.
Mm-hmm.
Methodical.
I will say, we were saying it in the analyst test too, that when Phoenix was able to steal, well, not really steal that Baron, just sneaky get that Baron, that was a light at the end of the tunnel, it seemed, for them. But unfortunately, they weren't able to do anything with it. But I feel like that was the right play, to be able to keep themselves in the game and extend it for a little bit, try to find that opening. But unfortunately, it just wasn't in the cards for their hand. Huge. What about yourself?
Yeah, I can't really say much. Option 12, it just felt like, Phoenix was playing their game and they kind of just ran with it. So, I guess Phoenix has to look at their win condition and try to use it, like try to get it. I mean, they just have to reanalyze their win condition, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And for sure, real quick before I hand it back to you, Kenos, I do not think that Phoenix really needs to change anything. I feel like they had the team comp that they wanted. It's just really, and somebody stop me if I'm wrong, but I felt like that they had the team comp that they wanted, but they just weren't able to. What's the word I'm looking for? I forgot the English language. Take a shot.
Utilize it?
What was
I
that?
think capitalize on it.
Utilize?
Capitalize. Yeah.
Or utilize, yeah.
Yeah, utilize that. Those were the words that I'm looking for. But yeah, I feel like that really this Phoenix just needs to go back to basics, go back to what they know, and try to get it back so that they can do a reverse sweep like C9. Find your inner C9. I see you in the chat, Brandana. All right, I'll give it back to you, Kenos.
All right. Well, we'll see if they're able to do that. It could also be their inner option 12, since option 12 reverse swept in split 2. But we'll see. We're going to stop the stream real quick and come right back for game 3. Don't go anywhere.